Hey, it's Bear. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. If you don't know me, I'm Bear, and on this channel and mostly on my blog, I'm much better about writing than I am about posting on YouTube. I write about all things related to adulting, so there's a lot of profanity and there's a lot of oversharing, but mostly I talk about relationships, mental health, money management, and personal growth. So if that's what you're into, stick around and maybe hit that subscribe button. So today I'm actually going to bring you a video blog post. So my most recent post is called Budgeting Bear March 2020 Spending Report, and those of you who follow me know that every month I put out a spending report that basically lists everything that I spent money on in March. And while I'm not going to read everything to you that I spent money on this month, if you want to hear that, you'll have to ask for it. And if enough people want me to literally read out on video what I spent money on, I will do that. But basically I'm just kind of going to go through the categories and what I spent money on in March, and kind of talk about where I fucked up with spending money, and why it was such an expensive month. So let's just get right into it, shall we? Okay, so obviously things have changed since February because when I was making my February 2020 spending report, it was kind of focused on moving, focused on getting out and just getting prepped for all of that stuff. And then March hit and COVID-19 hit. So things have kind of changed since my last spending report, where I was concerned with things like investing and moving, and now I've realized that there are some changes I need to make because I am not comfortable with not having a cash on hand emergency fund. So that's something I'm going to talk about later on in the post, so stick around or skip to the end if you want to hear about emergency funds and my thoughts on those. So anyway, one of the small positives I have to say about COVID-19 is that we now have this opportunity to be a little bit more practical and frugal and figure out what we actually want to spend our money on, rather than just going out and spending our money on things that, maybe fall in the entertainment category, or maybe just fall under that frivolous category of frivolous spending, where you're getting the newest shirt or whatever it is because that's what everybody else is doing. Now you're sitting inside and you're spending time outside, hopefully safely socially distancing. And so you get to figure out what's really important to you and what you want to spend money on. And for me, I have not been spending money on eating out, which has been good. I've been cooking a lot more and I've been spending money on groceries. So that's been a bit of a change. And she technically won't be in this spending report because I didn't get her until last week, but I also got a dog. There she is. That's my baby. So technically she's a foster right now, but that's her current shelter name is Daylin, because she came from West Memphis, Arkansas. But I will be officially adopting her soon, and when I officially adopt her, her name will be Logan. Since she doesn't recognize the name Daylin anyway, I figure why not train her on a name that I actually like. So she is fucking amazing and I love her so much, and I can't wait to make the adoption official. But anyway, so I've been spending money on her. It won't be in this spending report, but I couldn't not bring it up because it's been the most exciting thing that's happened to me in 2020. So anyway, let's get back to the spending report, shall we? So COVID-19, who would have thought? So let's start with my money wins. So March 2020 was a really freaking expensive month because I moved, so I had to put down almost $3,000 on earnest money / my first and a half month rent as a deposit. So I did spend a lot of money, but money wins. Number one, it's kind of money related, is that I moved. And the reason that I say it's money related is because I can now afford to live alone because I've got a handle on my money. And this is why, again, which I will continue to preach forever and ever, It's so important for women, single women especially, to manage your money, because you can offer yourself the life you've always wanted without a partner if you're just good with your money and you figure out how to handle it. So I just have to drive that point home. But that's my first money win. I'm so excited about it. So there's that. Number 2, I only spent $150 on entertainment last month, partially because I was moving, so I didn't have time for entertainment, but also partially because COVID-19. Thanks, Rona. So besides that, I've completely evened out my monthly categories, which is really exciting. So with my monthly categories, I mean, I have a yearly budget too, because I have yearly goals that I want to reach, and I really want to spend about 50% of my take-home income. And I am on track to do that now because I've spent less the last couple of months in certain categories. So it's allowed me to to even out my spending. So I'm on track to save 52% of my income this year, or not save, but to only spend 52% of my income, which is kind of a big deal because last year I spent about 10% more than that. And I was making less than I'm making now. So that's kind of cool. That's why I'm doing this stuff. So I have a high savings rate so that I can. Oh, can you hear her? She's scratching her ear now. Okay, so, and then money win number 4 is that, oh, you guys, you just have to look at her. Look at her. She's so cute. You're so cute, Logan. You're so cute. Let's talk about my categories.
I pretty much stayed on budget for everything this month. So for groceries, I had planned to spend $240 this month, and I spent $224, which means that I was $16 under budget. Clothes, I planned to spend $130, and I spent $130. Health and medical, $41 and $41. Home, this part hurts. $4,645 on home last month, and that is because I had to pay my deposit on my account, or on my apartment, and then I also had to pay for movers, of course. So that is all the cost of that. Transportation, I was planning on spending $90, and I spent $87. Personal, $95 and $93, so pretty close. Entertainment, I planned to spend $155, which is about $45 less than I usually spend per month, and I ended up spending $152, which is good. And this is why it helped me get back onto my yearly averages. So got that. And then utilities and cell phone, I planned to spend $325, and I spent $306. And then travel, $380, and I spent $380 on my sister and I are supposed to be going to California in July. We'll see if that actually happens. So that's the car rental and the insurance. And then I put $2,000 on my debt last month. So that brings us to a whopping total of $8,058. So when it comes to yearly goals, I am now on track for all of my yearly goals, pretty much. So for groceries, I'm under budget. My goal is to spend $100 per pay period. I get paid twice a month, so I'm under budget on that by $3 whole. Clothes, I'm still $3 above budget, but that'll even itself out. Health medical, I'm still above budget because earlier in the year / late last year, I was still with that expensive gym, and now I have a pause on all gym activity because COVID. So that's going to even out. My home is going to increase. I'm currently $20 under budget because this was I planned to pre-move. I was obviously spending less money when I lived with a roommate, so that's going to increase. Transportation, I am still over by $13, but I'm hoping to get that down. I mean, having a couple of months where I'm not spending any money on transportation will definitely help. And entertainment, I'm pretty much on par with that. And utilities and cell phone, I am under budget by $31 a month, or per pay period. Travel, I'm pretty much on budget. And debt, I'm putting more debt on average per pay period than I budgeted for, which is great.
So when you subtract how much over budget I am in debt, like in what I'm putting on debt, I am actually under budget for my entire yearly averages by like $34, which is really huge because that's $34 every 2 weeks that I'm under budget on. That's pretty dope. That's like $64 a month. Is that right? My math's not that good. No, it's not right. It's $68. But anyway, so it means I'm on track to spend about 52% of my income, but that of course includes my investment income, my side hustles, and any of my take-home income. So if I was only to look at the comparison to my income just from my 9-to-5 job, I would be looking at spending about 47% of income from my job pre-tax because I put 17% in my 401k. And if we look at post-tax, I am actually spending about 64% of my post-tax income, which is pretty good. So that means the rest of my income is going to going to debt and savings, which is pretty freaking awesome. I'm doing the thing. So Anyway, this is the part where I would show you the spending report, but you're gonna have to go look at that yourself. What I can tell you is the total numbers. Total spent $8,000 and $8,058. Why is that so hard for me to say? Total debt, $39,375. Total savings, my 401k is about $32,000. My real estate investment is about $36,000 because I don't count the gains until I've got the gains. The savings account is about $3,500, which I need to get up. And my total savings is about $71,888, which means that I have a total net worth of $32,513. Not bad, considering in October 2018, I was negative $67,000. So I'm pretty great. But anyway, let's talk about my side tangent about emergency funds and whether or not you should invest emergency funds. And I am telling you this because of my own experience. Prior to coronavirus, I was like pretty confident that I didn't need a big emergency fund because one, I kept thinking that my emergency fund was basically my investment with this real estate company because it's short-term investments. But the issue with that is short-term investments are not things that I can access immediately. So if I lost my job tomorrow, my investment right now is not available for me to basically withdraw until August 2020. So I would need to figure out how to live for the next April, May, June, July, 4 months until my money came in. So that kind of made me realize like I need to start building that up. Not only that, pre-coronavirus, I was pretty sure that my job was very safe, which it is. But now there's really nothing that's totally safe. Because of that, I've decided to focus more of my efforts on saving more money with cash on hand and not investing that, because what I've been doing is saving up a big chunk of money and then just putting it into my real estate investment because it gives me such a high return. But I do not think that people should invest money that they need. I think that people should invest money that they don't need right now. It's money that's like your future self will need, but it's kind of like play money because you could lose it. I could lose my real estate investment. I could lose $40,000 and there's nothing I could do about that. However, I need that is why I need to have cash on hand so that if I lost my job, I would have 6 months savings available to me in cash. And the thing is, 3 months is the average amount of time that it takes for somebody to find a new job if they've been let go. And that's not counting times that are when we're in a recession or when we're in a depression. So that's kind of what made me realize like it's something that I probably should have thought of before. And now is the time to fix that mistake. So I am focusing on building my savings and would recommend the same thing. I've had a couple of people reach out to me to say, oh, I have 10K of an emergency fund. Should I invest it with this real estate company that you've been investing with? And I'm like, no, you shouldn't. If that's your emergency fund, what would you do if you lost it? So that is my big advice to people. So in terms of goals for next month, and meaning April, the month that we're in right now, my biggest goals are I want to spend as little as possible on things like transportation. I'd like that number to be 0. I would like my personal to be lower, and I would also like to spend like $30 per paycheck on entertainment because that would be like one takeout order. So that is my goal. And I want to save up $500 next month because I am currently at $3,500 in my savings account. I want to get that up to $4,000 ASAP, and I would like my next goal, like big goal for my emergency fund, is to get it up to $16,000 because that would cover about 6 months of expenses for me, of like absolutely necessary expenses. So that's about it, my friends. This was my March 2020 spending report. So if you liked it, let me know, hit a like. If you want to see more content like this, hit subscribe, and I will continue to provide you with this top of the line content. So, yep, if you have questions too about budgeting or something that you have heard me say that you're like, well, that doesn't make sense. How is she doing XYZ? Drop them in the comments and I'll either make a video or I'll respond. So Thanks so much. Hope everybody's doing well with this coronavirus situation. It's freaking nuts. So sending you my love, and thanks again for watching.